Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
New on the Nightbeat, San Antonio is home to hundreds of parks, but just how accessible are those parks?
One nonprofit is working to build a deaf-friendly playground. The Night Team's Avery Everett shows us how a new grant is getting them one step closer.
This place is for them.
In this dirt is a big dream.
We have a need where there's really not a place to play.
And it's a dream that Emma Faye Rudkin says she can't believe is coming true.
This is a full circle moment of creating a place for deaf kids to belong.
Rudkin runs Aid the Silent, a nonprofit that helps deaf and hard of hearing kids and teens. And she experienced wanting to belong after becoming deaf at the age of 3. From drawings to dog hugs, Aid the Silent gives children a community, and soon it will give them a safe place to play too.
I always associated the playground as a place that I didn't belong.
Aid the Silent is one of 100 groups across the country getting help from Lowe's. The nonprofit is set to receive $140,000 from the Home Improvement Company to upgrade its current facility. And Rudkin says they're putting it toward an accessible playground.
My earliest memories were on the playground, just wanting to be included.
There are dozens of playgrounds across San Antonio, but just how accessible are they? This plastic slide seems wide and pretty durable, but to kids with cochlear implants, the static you feel going down these slides can actually wipe out any programming.
I love to go on the slide.
Shelby Perez, Catherine Rammel, and Paxton Smith are all a part of Aid the Silent, and they say this space helps them feel seen.
Just to be able to talk and get to know each other and play a lot.
What looks like an empty yard now will soon be a full playground.
Having a place for deaf kids to play and belong is so important.
Turning old dirt into new dreams.
They're hoping to finish this project by October. They also want to renovate some of their sidewalks here to make them more accessible, and they want to knock out that wall over there to create a community stage. If you'd like to help Aid the Silent in the coming months, we have ways on our website, KSAT.com. Reporting live, I'm Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
What a great addition to our community. Thank you, Avery. Now, new on the Nightbeat, a Kerrville woman hasn't been seen in hours, and police need your help finding her.
Now, take a good look at your screen. This is who they're looking for. She is Betty Motter. Police say she was last seen at her home this afternoon wearing a red, white, and blue shirt with black pants. She also uses a walker.
Police are asking the public to be on the lookout for her car. She drives a 2006 white Lexus SUV with the Texas license plate BGT2738. She has several medical conditions that require immediate attention. So if you see her or know where she is, call 911.
New on the Nightbeat, a home destroyed, another damaged after this fire over on the city's northwest side. It happened on Wampum Street near Camino Real and Turkey Run just a few hours ago. There were no injuries and firefighters able to put out the flames in just about 30 minutes or less. Right now, fire officials still trying to figure out what sparked that fire.
Also new on the Nightbeat, a happy ending to a story we first told you about last night. 13-year-old Julissa Baron has been found safe after she disappeared Friday night. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office asked for the public's help to find the teen who suffers from conditions that require medical attention. Deputies announcing Baron's safe return this afternoon. We're told she has been reunited with her family.
One man is dead, 2 more in the hospital after a rollover crash this afternoon on Talley Road in West Bexar County. Take a look. Deputies say a black Camaro slammed into a telephone pole and was going so fast the roof was torn off and the front half of the car was ripped off, ejecting 2 passengers and leaving 1 man trapped inside. One of the men who was thrown from the car died at the scene. Right now, we don't have any condition on the other victims.
San Antonio police are looking for a 19-year-old man they say shot his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend outside a nightclub just north of downtown. The shooting happened around 2 this morning just outside the Manhattan nightclub near West Lorraine Boulevard and Blanco Road. Police say a woman and her boyfriend were outside the club when the suspect showed up and started arguing with the couple. The teen then shot the victim in his shoulder and leg. He was taken to a nearby hospital. If you know anything, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers.
San Antonio police also searching for a man they say shot a woman after an argument turned violent. It happened this morning at this apartment at East South Cross by South Flores Street. Police say the couple was arguing when the man pulled out a gun. The woman tried slapping the gun out of his hand but was shot in the leg. The man ran away from the apartment before officers got there and is still on the run tonight. That woman recovering at a hospital.
A man and woman are on the run tonight after leading Bexar County deputies on a chase in what they believe was a stolen car that ended in a crash. It started after the pair didn't pull over for a traffic stop near 36th Street and Highway 90. Deputies followed them in patrol cars, along with some help from an SAPD helicopter, until the car they were chasing crashed. The man and woman got out and ran from deputies into the woods near Camargo Park. Deputies and K-9 units searched the area, and they still haven't been found.
The economy's downturn and rising housing prices have left many senior citizens homeless. Haven for Hope is seeing a spike in older clients, which is why they just started a new program to house them more quickly. Courtney Friedman spoke to two seniors at Haven who fell on tough times and are now hoping to soon get their keys to their own place again.
66-year-old Nathan Finley lived on the streets for 15 years.
I ended up on the streets because the economy was very hard, and now it's gotten increasingly harder.
He watched housing prices spike and decided he'd never be able to afford his own place.
Ended up, in a tunnel or a cardboard box, so to speak, and I got tired of that, and I said, this isn't me, I'm better than this.
He came to Haven for Hope on May 17th.
They said, how old are you? I said, 66. And they say, why didn't you come see us sooner? Okay.
They immediately set him up with medical insurance and Social Security.
That's what's saving my life right now.
76-year-old Charles Powell recently separated from his wife and had nowhere to go. He ended up at Haven in April with one goal: to get his own home.
They have different programs, and then they fit you into whatever program you should be in. And right now, I'm just going through the process. Takes a little time.
But as a senior with health problems, he won't be waiting nearly as long as others.
We just started out a new agreement with Opportunity Home, and that's specifically for those with a disability or 62 and older.
Haven for Hope Housing Director Ashley Atkins says that new program and partnership began in response to the recent spike in older clients experiencing homelessness.
They go straight into a public housing unit. So instead of waiting 4 years on the general wait list, they could be here, we do the paperwork, and they wait maybe a month to a unit.
In the meantime, they live at the shelter and brush up on their skills.
Learning how to deal with everything that's changed, because the housing and the cost of food has gone up, and that's, the basic essentials that everybody needs.
Getting ready for the future.
Well, you can put your key in your own door and go sleep, wake up in your own house, everything's good.
Powell emotional because he knows with the help he's getting, it will soon become a reality. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Frank Madla Elementary School won the Recess Reset contest and will be getting a new playground. The nationwide contest was held by the Kid Craddock Morning Show, where the grand prize was $100,000 for a new playset.
See, the students haven't had a new playground since 2010 when the district built a new cafeteria, and the playground that was removed, well, it was never replaced. Through the votes cast by the morning show's website, they will now be getting a brand new one.
So exciting for all of those students. All right, let's take a look outside with live cam here this Sunday night. Temperatures sitting in the mid 80s here in San Antonio, but that was not the case earlier this afternoon. We still managed to climb into the upper 90s out there earlier today, and we actually did hit 100 degrees yesterday. So another hot start to the month of July, but not quite as bad as where we were this time last week. You can see though, especially along and west of I-35, temperatures ever so slightly lower. In fact, Uvalde only topped off at 85 degrees this afternoon. Rock Springs 84 thanks to that rain that they saw overnight last night and very early this morning. Now again, right now here in San Antonio, we're still sitting in the mid 80s for the most part, still 88 though on the south side at Stinson. Going forward, as we look ahead to the upcoming week, still hot, but not quite as hot as what we saw last week, so a little bit of a win there. We're also going to get you a detailed early look at your 4th of July forecast and some isolated rain chances that do continue. So we'll have all those details coming your way in just a few, guys.
Thanks, Mia. Now 4th of July weekend, we all know what that means. Fireworks, and business is booming for those who sell them. The night team's Camelia Juarez spoke with locals who share their fireworks safety tips.
Every summer, the July sky shines bright with fireworks.
I'm looking forward to the big booms and the fireworks show.
But it's also a busy time for firefighters.
Just be very careful, and fireworks safety is so important. And all the yellow tags here, buy one, get one free.
Scott Quidley, selling fireworks in East Bexar County, says sales are up now that the burn ban has been lifted.
We got the little chickens down here.
Now he can sell bottle rockets again. Quidley urges everyone to be cautious.
And those can be dangerous specifically because you don't know where they're going. They can go anywhere. They can land in grassy areas, and they go high, and then where they fall, that's where it's dangerous.
Although there's no burn ban, it's been a hot and dry end of June.
There we go.
One family buying fireworks say they water their lawns multiple times several days before Independence Day.
I always warn my neighbors, say, hey, can you just turn your sprinklers on? It just kind of ensures everyone's safety. Nothing's going to be dry.
Melissa says she lives in a smaller neighborhood, so she didn't buy fireworks that would spark fire.
We've got the smaller, lower to the ground kind of flyers. We don't want them to go over anyone's house and keep it a little bit more controlled.
Now here's another safety tip. Be sure to have a bucket of water nearby. That way you can quickly wash away any kinds of flames. Also, when you're done popping fireworks, you can also pick up all that trash and put it in the bucket. We have more tips on our website. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Still to come on the Night Beat, changing a statistic. Some groups of people are less likely to receive CPR when they need it most. Find out what's being done on the local level to change that. Plus, it's a disease that can be very deadly. A South Texas resident has malaria after being bitten by a mosquito down in Cameron County. Coming up, what to ask your doctor if you aren't feeling just right after a bite.
Plus, severe weather is souring the holiday weekend of millions across the country. How Americans from coast to coast are coping with the problems next.
A Houston teen who disappeared almost 8 years ago was found safe and sound this weekend.
Rudy Farias had been missing since March 2015. That's when his mom says he left the house to take his 2 dogs on a walk in their neighborhood. The dogs returned, but Rudy did not until Saturday. His family said he had been suffering through depression for months after losing his brother to a motorcycle accident. And at the time of his disappearance, police didn't suspect foul play. It's unclear where Rudy was found.
A Texas man facing 5 capital murder charges stemming from a late April shooting outside Houston. Investigators say Francisco Oropeza stormed into his neighbor's home and shot 5 people after his neighbor asked him to stop shooting his AR-15 style gun because his baby was trying to sleep. All 5 victims were from Honduras, including a 9-year-old boy. Oropeza evaded arrest for days and was eventually caught nearly 20 miles away from the crime scene in San Jacinto County. Prosecutors haven't decided yet if they will seek the death penalty in this case.
Family and friends mourning the loss of the Dallas postal worker who died while delivering mail in extreme heat. Loved ones of 66-year-old Eugene Gates gathered to mourn his death and celebrate his life. He died on June 20th. The heat index that day rose to more than 110 degrees. The cause of his death is still undetermined and remains under investigation. His passing has brought renewed attention about the working conditions of postal workers.
The weather is affecting the long 4th of July holiday weekend with both heavy rain and dangerous heat from coast to coast. Temperatures soaring above 100 degrees in California and heat indexes up to 110 in the southeastern United States.
ABC's Rena Roy tells us how the 68 million Americans affected are coping.
Heat alerts now impacting more than 75 million people from Oregon to Arizona to Georgia. At least 14 people have died in the sweltering temperatures in the South.
Have you ever experienced heat like this before?
No. In Atlanta, a cooling center opened to get people out of the scorching temperatures. And in Tennessee, first responders are encouraging people who go outside to stay hydrated.
So I be all over Nashville and I see a lot of dehydration.
At the Jersey Shore, people flocking to the beach to beat the heat. And where it's raining, it's not exactly a welcome relief. A torrential downpour hitting Chicago, up to 3 inches of rain falling, stranding drivers, delaying trains, forcing interstates to close. It also halted the completion of Saturday's NASCAR Xfinity Series race in downtown Chicago. The city has had more rain this weekend than May and June combined. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, we're getting a tiny break from the heat, not like a big cold front or anything sweeping through here, but just enough to move that heat away and see a little rain around here.
Exactly. That was definitely a welcome sight for those really across the western half of the area yesterday evening, last night, and some of that was even able to carry over into very early this morning. Let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals that we saw. You can see that the majority of the activity was really confined to the I-35 corridor and points west. 0.74 in Hondo, 0.32 in Kerrville, over an inch of rain for places like Lakey, Uvalde, stretching over to Del Rio as well, and even over 2 inches of rain recorded in Eagle Pass over there in Maverick County. Of course, we did have some localized higher totals in backyard rain gauges. For us here in Bexar County and San Antonio, the far eastward extent of that activity reached into the far western portion of Bexar County. 0.03 of an inch at Kelly, 0.02 of an inch at Bulverde, 0.16 in Helotes, and 0.37 in Rio Medina. So not too shabby out there. Now, we were monitoring a couple of very isolated showers, mainly across portions of the hill country earlier this afternoon. What was left of that dissipated after the sun went down and we lost the daytime heat. Right now, just the bats out there on the radar. We are sitting quiet here for the most part across south central Texas. Here's the big picture, though, across the Lone Star State. You can see another broken line of some activity up near the Lubbock and Amarillo areas in the Panhandle. Farther off to our east, though, another cluster of storms pushing through Georgia, all riding along the northern edge of that heat high pressure that was over the Lone Star State early last week, which is why we had those consecutive triple-digit days. Again, that is out of our area and will stay out of our area, but as we head into the upcoming week, another big blue H high pressure system is going to set up, but this time just west of the state of Texas. You can see here when we take a look at the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, they are now out of the north. So that does open the door for a few isolated rain chances to return to the forecast. You can see here pretty much each afternoon, all starting with tomorrow. Coverage is going to be pretty low each day, but still something we will continue to monitor. A few splashes not completely out of the question. Temperature wise, again, we topped off at 97 here in San Antonio earlier this afternoon. It was a little bit cooler for those folks that saw some rain cooled air really west of San Antonio. 86 right now, a dew point of 61. We're going to start off tomorrow in the mid to upper 70s. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Mostly cloudy skies for the most part. 89 degrees by lunchtime, 93 by 2 p.m. We've got daytime highs pointed for the mid to upper 90s in and around San Antonio, around 97 here in town, 96 in Hondo, 94 up in Kerrville. Now let's get you an early look at our 4th of July forecast. Pretty much copy and paste for the most part, mid to upper 70s with some cloud cover in the morning. Then as we head into your Tuesday afternoon, we'll see more peaks of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 90s. We've got that 20% chance for a few isolated showers to a stray rumble. It is nothing to cancel your 4th of July plans for. Just know that that's something we will continue to monitor for you. Also not a bad idea to keep the radar handy just to be on the safe side. And that trend will continue each day throughout the upcoming week. Temperatures still hot in the mid to upper 90s, and then maybe they could build a little bit into next weekend. So yes, it is still going to be hot, but at least it's not as hot as what we saw last week, guys.
All right, thanks, Mia.
100% chance of fireworks for sure in the next few days. RJ will join us with a preview of Instant Replay right after this. Welcome back. The Spurs are on the West Coast to start Summer League play. Larry Ramirez is with them, so RJ is stepping up to the plate to give us a preview of what's on tonight's Instant Replay, sir.
All right, Tim, and no surprise here. We're talking Wemby Mania, of course, the silver and black on the West Coast, and coming up tonight on Instant Replay. So yeah, as Tim just mentioned, I'm making my first appearance on the show because Larry is out on the West Coast. He's going to be live from Sacramento, where the Spurs held practice today to get ready for the California Classic.
I feel like to be able to play through 82 games season, I got to go through a lot of conditioning.
And it's finally back to basketball for Victor and the Summer Spurs. We'll break down what to expect this week and what players are looking to break out before Wembanyama makes his debut in silver and black in Las Vegas.
I wouldn't say relief. I think it was more like it felt good to finally, get that one out of get the win so we can get back on track.
And San Antonio FC look to get back to their winning ways at Toyota Field. The defending champs looking to get off on the right foot against Birmingham in front of a packed crowd at Toyota Field. Highlights from an action-packed match are ahead.
You got a little crowd right behind the home plate there. Mom, Dad, your wife, some friends. I hope you could hear them. We could hear them all night.
Yeah, I could hear them. They're loud and clear. I feel really lucky to have so many people supporting me out here.
Up to see Jordan Westberg.
And former New Braunfels baseball star, that is, Jordan Westberg, shining on the diamond this week. We'll show you his big league debut with the Orioles and hear from his former head coach about the former Unicorn making it to the big show. And should the Spurs pursue Portland Trailblazers point guard Damian Lillard? He wants out of Portland, yes, wants to be traded. So should the Spurs give a veteran point guard to help Wemby in his first year in the NBA? The sports guys talk about that and much more. Instant Replay is live from right here in San Antonio and Sacramento right after the Night Beat. Tim?
Another jam-packed show coming our way.
Oh, yeah.
RJ, you're like our utility baseball player. We got a different
there you
spot
go. Yeah, just put me in, coach. That's all. Put me
ready
in.
to play. All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Yep.
Still ahead on the Night Beat. Another weekend, another mass shooting in America. What we are learning about a shooting that sent dozens to the hospital with injuries.
Plus, being the change, certain groups of people are less likely to get CPR when their life depends on it. See what's being done to reserve that trend.
If someone is suffering from a heat-related illness, doctors say you need to act quickly. In some cases, that might even mean CPR.
But data from the American Heart Association shows that Black and Hispanic Americans are less likely to get the help they need during these medical emergencies. Our Night Team's Avery Everett breaks down that CPR data tonight and also tells us how our community can change that statistic.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
With every beat
Up in the left shoulder.
Diamond Garza says there's a better chance.
Giving CPR doesn't always mean we're going to have a positive outcome, but it gives this person a chance of survival.
A skill that can save lives.
Sir, are you okay?
Garza says she tries to teach CPR to just about everyone.
Foster parents, construction workers, attorneys, bankers, anybody under the sun.
But there's concern that who actually needs the life-saving measure isn't receiving it.
The statistic that Black and Hispanic adults are less likely to receive CPR is nothing new, but classes like this one are trying to change that culture.
And that stat comes as no surprise to Brenda Delgado.
Not at all.
She says her classes are mostly white, and she says changing the statistic comes down to accessibility and education.
The group that's more trained, that's more likely to take a class, then part of your responsibility as a CPR provider is to try and get that word out.
Because of lack of training? Is it because they don't want to get out there? Is it because people are scared of touching? That is something that we have to think about.
When it comes to safety, Garza says it's worth any chance.
We're all humans. We need help.
It seems like a simple beat.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
But Garza says it's time to give everyone a chance at survival.
A CPR class like this one costs around $65. If you're looking to get this training but not break the bank, we have tips and tools on our website, KSAT.com, to help you get there. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Yep, important things to think about there. And of course, it has been plenty hot as we wrapped up the month of June and even heading into the first couple of days of July. Let's take a look at some of the almanac data for the day. We started off at 76, not too bad, 2 degrees above the average low for this time of year. A high of 97, which is 3 degrees above the average high of 94, but well below the record of 106 that was set back in the 1890s. Now, right now, we've managed to cool down into the 70s for those that found the rain-cooled air, and still sitting in the 80s here in San Antonio, but we are not finished with the heat. Remember, we do have have that average of 94. Looking ahead to the next several days, still upper 90s in store, and maybe as high pressure starts to work its way back into the Lone Star State next weekend, we could potentially see a few more triple digits creep back into the forecast. So we'll have another full detailed look at what we can expect, even heading into the 4th of July, plus some pretty awesome sunset photos that we got into KSAT Connect coming up here in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. Cleanup crews are slowly making progress to clear a train derailment near Yellowstone National Park in Montana. 2 more train cars, one containing asphalt and the other molten sulfur, were removed Friday. In total, 10 cars carrying hazardous materials jumped the tracks and fell into the Yellowstone River last weekend. Only 2 more cars are left in the river, but officials say it will be a few more days before they're removed. The water in the area has been deemed safe to drink, but boating and fishing in the area has been temporarily banned.
2 children and a teen are dead and 4 more fighting for their lives at a hospital after a terrible crash on Interstate 95. Take a look. It happened near the Georgia-Florida state line on Saturday when a car slammed into an SUV that was slowing down. A teen, 12 and 14-year-old, a 10, 12 and 14-year-old were riding in the car and all of them died. The driver of that car is in serious condition. Highway officials closing the interstate for hours as they clean up the scene. The passengers in the SUV also in the hospital in critical condition tonight. Investigators haven't said why that SUV slowed down.
At least 1 person is dead after a single-engine plane went down near a golf course in South Carolina. It happened in North Myrtle Beach just before noon local time, a few miles from the coast. The Federal Aviation Administration has confirmed 5 people on board the plane. Meanwhile, police in the area have only reported 1 death, and 1 person was taken to the hospital in connection to the crash. The National Transportation and Safety Board is investigating.
In Southern California, 15,000 hotel workers have walked off the job. Employees for more than 60 major hotels in Los Angeles and Orange County went on strike this morning. Desk staff, housekeepers, chefs, and wait staff are all pushing for better pay and benefits and improved working conditions. Their union says the workers will strike for however long it takes, but it's expected that many of those on strike today will return to work tomorrow when they'll be eligible for a holiday pay premium.
And plans for thousands of actors to go on their own strike are now on hold. A contract between the actors and several major studios and streaming services was set to expire Friday night, but a union representing more than 150,000 actors says the contract negotiations will be extended until July 12th. If the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists does eventually go on strike, they would join 11,000 members of the Writers Guild of America who have already been on strike for 2 months. Production of many movies and television shows have already been shut down by the current writer strike. An actor strike would bring most remaining productions to a halt, other than on some independent films not associated with studios. And a child and the wife of a French mayor were injured after rioters rammed a car into the family's home.
Yeah, this on the 5th night of national outrage and protest following the deadly police shooting of a 17-year-old boy in a Paris suburb. A local prosecutor has classified the attack of the mayor's family an attempted murder. More than 700 people were detained just last night. Several areas around the country are being reinforced with more police personnel and vehicles to discourage more violence. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, another mass shooting in America. 2 are dead and dozens injured overnight in shootings across the country. Everything we know about that gun violence next.